Good morning, everyone. Respected Bhalla sir, respected ACS sir, all the dignitaries on the dais, and all my friends in the hall. First, I'd like to thank and congratulate Jyoti sir for organizing this conference. I think it's a path-breaking, visionary thing to do at the right time. Green hydrogen has a huge potential because of primarily two reasons. I have a PPT, but I think I'll not run it for the paucity of time. 3 or 4 more important things about coming straight to the green hydrogen part. We have learned about the color codings of hydrogen. We have gray, we have black, we have green, we have blue, we have heard of yellow as well and pink as well now. The benefits of green hydrogen are that there are no emissions. The CO2 emissions become almost zero. And what we are looking at is probably a huge avenue or a potential where we can also store energy. The surplus renewable energy that we have during the day, and probably we have a lot of it in northern states. A state like Uttar Pradesh is not endowed with much of hydro now, once Uttarakhand became a different state. Solar energy is one which we have in abundance, but we still have our peaks in the night. All our peaks normally come at 10 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock in the evening or early in the morning at 4 a.m. when normally we do not have renewable energy around us. That means the base load has to be taken care by the conventional power generation systems like thermal plants, and they have to be kept at a minimum during the day as well. That surplus energy, if we can harness it, convert it into green hydrogen, store it, could be a huge potential in the future. The biggest challenge which we face today are two, in fact 3. Number one, the technology, the investment which is needed in R&D, the investment which is needed in the production or electrolysis process, the amount of tariff which will go into green energy when we talk about renewable energy. After all, whatever energy comes will come either as a captive energy or via open access or through the DISCOMs. All 3 of them will have their own mechanisms of tariff determination, which will also cut as into input cost. Third is the very important segment where the cost of production of green hydrogen today is roughly in the range of 320 to 400, which has to be brought down to 100 to 150, 170 in next 5 to 6 years if we want to achieve the kind of progress we want to in this particular segment. State of Uttar Pradesh came up with its own green hydrogen policy in 2024. The policy has incentivized investment by giving capital subsidies. Our director NEDA is here, Mr. Anupam Shukla. He is one of the front runners in that part. We are giving incentives for capital subsidy to the tune of even 50%. We are giving huge facilitation of land at a very nominal price. Government land we are giving at ₹1 per acre per year lease. Private land we are giving in 15,000 rupees per acre per year lease. We are giving tax holiday on stamp duty. Electricity duty is being exempted. Intra-state wheeling transmission charges are being exempted for 10 years. All these incentives have been inbuilt into the policy to ensure that we have more and more investments. We have got around 5 to 6 proposals still now, but I think there's not a lot more to be done in that sector. One big step has to be R&D. So we have kept a provision for 2 centers of excellence in R&D as well, which will be established either in UP or around, mostly in UP. And the state government has committed around 50 crores for this particular center of excellence. When we started the solar journey around 10 to 15 years back, I remember the tariff used to be 16 rupees, 14 rupees per unit. Today, in our UP's solar bid, we have got the rate of 2 rupees 54 paisa. So the huge technological developments, innovations, initiatives, research has brought us from that number to this number. So similarly, that kind of research is needed for green hydrogen also, so that we can actually achieve this huge reduction in the production cost. What we are aiming at as is basically that we need to replace our input cost or input wherever in industry, fertilizer, ammonia, wherever there is a huge CO2 emissions. And to replace that with green hydrogen will mean that the emissions go out. When we look at the mission which Government of India launched in January 2023, and when they talked about production of 5 MMT by the end of 2030, they envisaged roughly reduction in CO2 to the tune of 50 MMT per year. It's a huge number. But that would need, as Secretary Sir pointed out as well, a huge addition in the renewable side as well. Probably additional 125 gigawatt of renewable energy will be needed if we are aiming at 5 MMT by 2030. While in 24 we added around 24 gigawatt of energy. Presently we are at around 210 to 120 gigawatt of renewable energy. So huge investment needs to be made in these sectors. So yes, green hydrogen is the future, but we need to really invest into it. We have to come up with policies where we can handhold our industry. We have to come up with the policies where we can create a green tariff window for green hydrogen specifically. Probably talk about green hydrogen purchasing obligations like RPOs. All these initiatives are needed to take this sector forward. Otherwise, there will be a challenge in the future. Another aspect which my friend Biju Pravakar sir mentioned, states now have to do a lot of complementing power purchasing and trading. Right now, I do PPAs, state of Kerala does PPAs, Madhya Pradesh does PPAs. We all do that in silos. Probably a time has to come where states have to come together, sit together, see wherever there's a complementary power exchange possibility and do joint PPAs with generators. For example, if I need energy for 6 months in summers and a state like Madhya Pradesh needs for 4 years in winters, why don't do a complementary PPA with a thermal generator where my stranded cost gets taken care of by my partner on the state side? This will do a lot of help to all the states in terms of improving their efficiency and reducing the stranded cost of power generation. With all the push on the renewable side, till we have very, very bankable energy storage systems, and probably green hydrogen could be one of them, we still will need the base load of thermal power stations. And that cost has to be ultimately borne by somebody. It's either the consumer or our customers or the government or the DISCOMs themselves. So that complementary relationship between the states can help us tide that hump in a very, very good way. Apart from that, as Biju sir said, that they have surplus of renewable power during the evenings as well. A state like UP has huge deficit of power in the evenings, even in summers. So we need to do that kind of a complementary purchasing, banking, and move ahead in these directions. At the end, I'll again like to congratulate Jyoti sir for organizing this conference. Thank you so much, sir, and all the best. Thank you.